Okay, folks, well, I've just come from seeing Ben-HUR, the 60th anniversary. This is my second viewing. I saw it last Sunday on April 14th, and I went back a second time for April 17th. First time I saw it on the 14th was at a different theater, and it was a great, great experience. But this one didn't work out as well the second time around, and it's kind of the epitome of what we all fear and hate when we have problems watching a movie with an annoying person or persons in the audience. Well, you know, we have assigned seating here. You know, these days you can't just pick whatever seat you want. You have to get a seat in advance, like you go into a Broadway show or a rock and roll concert, you know? And so, you know, my girlfriend and I are in two seats that we got in advance. And what happens is that we're sitting in a row.
In a dungeon like that for 3 years? Someone's taking the food.
Talking about the movie, that's always a good thing. And anyway, so in the row that we're sitting in, we have one old lady next to me who continued to fall asleep on and off during the movie and snore in my ear on the left side. And then, as if that's not enough, even worse, there's a woman, an old woman also, I guess it's what it is with older people, all the way at the end of the right side of the aisle, the last person over there with her. I don't know whether it was her son or her husband, I don't know, he looked pretty old too. And through the entire movie, I kid you not, this woman is going,
you know, Hugh Griffith won a supporting actor for this too, I think, you know. You know, he's evil because he's a Roman, Masala. And she's like doing the dialogue and she's repeating stuff and she's talking and taking me out of the first half of the movie. I got pretty annoyed. And then at one point, she even says something to the effect of, you know, Stephen Boyd is really Irish, you know, he's of Irish ancestry, you know, and all this annoying stuff I'm hearing, and it took me right out of it. I had to wait for the intermission. When the intermission came, I kind of stood up and looked behind us, and I could see there were two empty seats. Apparently, I thought it was a sold-out house, but there were two seats. So after the intermission, my girlfriend and I got up to leave and to take these two seats to see the second half of the film the proper way. And I could see my girlfriend, thankfully, go over to her because the woman had also, I forgot to mention this, taken her phone out a few times with the bright screen and was looking at her phone. In fact, one time I even heard an electronic voice on the thing talking on the phone during a very quiet segment where there's no music and just dialogue, and you heard her phone talking. So my girlfriend was talking to her and said, during the intermission, she was sitting there with her phone and said, "Now's the time you should be talking on your phone," she said, "not during the movie." And then I went down, I passed the old woman, and I couldn't help myself. I just imitated her. I said, "Thanks a lot for ruining the first half of the movie." And I imitated her. I went, "Oh, you know, Stephen Boyd is Irish. Yeah, 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 yeah." I said to her like that. Anyway, to get to the end of this, the good thing is after the intermission, we changed our seats. And it's lucky, because like I said, we had assigned seating. Lucky for us that there were two empty seats. People didn't show up because it was sold out. And wound up loving the second half. But thank God that I had seen the actual whole film the Sunday before. Because if this had been my one and only viewing, I would have been pissed. But at least I got to see it the first time properly and half the second time. Okay, we got to find our car. I don't know where it is, babe, but we'll find it. Take care.